Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode of Aslan Speaks. And today we'll be talking about the wisdom of Nietzsche's psychological truths, how to understand people instantly. So, how do we apply Nietzsche's I might mess his word up. I don't know how to pronounce that correctly, but I'm trying my best. And before I get started here, if you guys are followers of mine, please check out my books. There's the first one, Hidden Knowledge, Gained Wisdom. Hidden Knowledge, Gained Insight. And Hidden Knowledge, Path to the Divine. And my fourth one is The Alchemist, Path to Inner Transformation. And you can find those on Amazon. And by you purchasing those, you guys support me. And then if this video is helpful, or any of my content is helpful, hit that smash, like, and heart button. I'm trying to grow followers, guys. Anyway, so how do we take Nietzsche's psychological truths and use them in our everyday lives? So first, how do you read anyone instantly, and how does this help you? Learning to read your environment, learning to read co-workers or friends or potential lovers, or will help you go a long way in life. There's a lot of people out there that are book smart but not very street smart, and you got to learn to analyze everything or data that's in your environment or in your senses, and then formulate opinion, and it'll help you grow in life. Reading people instantly is a skill that combines observation, empathy, and psychological insight. While true instant understanding is rare, you can become adept at quickly gauging others by, here's number one, observing body language. So somebody, like some people, they're closed off. Like when you're around them, they're like, that's closed off. That means they're guarded. You gotta observe the body. See, right now I'm open. So if someone's standing and they're open, that means they feel what is this? Close to you or safe by you. If I'm going really far away when you're talking to me, if you're in a career or something, or in an environment, even in a coworker, that means I'm keeping distance from you. Body language is key, guys. For both of you, men and women, it's body language. Observing body language is a nonverbal cue such as posture, facial expressions, and gestures revealing emotions and intentions. So a lot of people will say one thing, but their body will say another. And you see this with people you're attracted to, and you're trying to go on a date or try to get closer to them, and they may, with their words, act like they like you or interested in you, but their body language is saying a whole nother thing. You gotta learn to observe the body language. Number two, listen actively. A lot of us, we don't truly listen because we want to hear what we want to hear, but we're not really hearing what they're saying. Pay close attention to not just words, but tone, pace, and inflection. So if somebody wants to end a conversation with you, or are not really into you romantically, or don't want to be around you at a club or in a career, they'll speak really fast. They want to end that moment with you real quick, so they'll speak really, really, really fast and then get out of there. That shows their attention. They're not really interested in engaging in you. Or you'll sit there and we have this with technology with your phone. You'll sit there and text someone, especially someone you care about or whatever, multiple times, and they give you that one word answer. How are you doing today? I hope your day's good. And then their response is, I'm good. Listen actively. Truly listen. Not to what you have to say, but to what the person's saying. Because listening is really key to understanding and identifying and to read people. Number 3, recognize patterns. Notice recurring behaviors or reactions in different situations. So you understand the patterns. I call them the red flags or the green flags in life. And it could be towards family, friends, lover, coworkers, whatever situation. There are repeating patterns, and some of those patterns are positive, and some of those patterns are negative. And you have to learn to I'm not even going to try to say that word. Learn the difference, right? If you're trying to pursue a man or a woman in a relationship and they're being short with you, they're not really texting you back, they're not really calling you, they're being flaky, they're not giving, you're giving 100% and they're only giving you 10%. Well, what's that pattern telling you? That person's not really interested. Recognize even patterns in work. Like you're working really hard, you're dedicated to your craft, and yet you've been there for a year, 2 years, 3 years, and you talk to your boss and you talk to other people like, hey, I'm the go-to person around here, but yet I'm not really being shown I'm not getting a raise. I'm getting more work on top of that. Everyone's calling me to asking me to do their job for them, and I'm always filling in or I'm always stepping up to the plate. But you never get your checks or your title does not reflect the amount of work you put in. So recognize that pattern. That pattern is your bosses don't value you, or if you're always filling in or helping out your coworkers and saving their job by doing their job for them, and they keep repeating that pattern. That means your coworkers, what's the pattern show? They don't respect you. They don't care, because if they cared and respect you, they would step up. They would stop doing the behaviors that made them lack at their job, and they would show up for you. Recognize the behaviors, guys, and recognition is just take a moment and think, analyze everything. Number 4, asking open questions. Encouraging others to share more about themselves, revealing values and motivations. So you will hear, when you sit there and you learn to question things, but in a subtle way. And people basically reveal themselves to you. And you'll hear their motives, like what is their real motives for. And that's even like if you're pursuing a relationship or whatnot, you can be like, hey, what are your motives or behind entering this relationship with me? What do you really want to get out of this? Is it one night stands? Is it hookups? That's why communication is key, and learning to ask questions. Because some people will be like, nope, I'm looking to get, some people are like, I'm not really interested in a relationship. I just want to see where this goes. Well, that tells you they're not really interested in a long-term thing. They just want to, you're just a trophy in their trophy case. You got to learn to ask questions. And then when you do that, people are revealing. Number 5, and this is my most important one. Trusting your intuition. Your subconscious can pick up on subtle cues, but should be balanced with critical thinking. So learn critical thinking and subtle cues. What is my soul telling me about this person or this job? If you wake up every morning and you dread going to work, that's your soul speaking to you. If every night you go to bed and you can't fall asleep right away because your soul's screaming at you about your romantic partner that you're in with or you're currently pursuing, and then there's something wrong in the ether or in the universe, because your soul can see things on a whole different level than you can as a normal human being. And you should never have sleepless nights. Your partner or whoever you're pursuing should make you so comfortable and feel at peace that when you get home, you can fall asleep instantly with no worries or doubts or fears or anxiety because a good partner, that's how it is. Like, but a bad partner, you're up because your soul's going, hey, screaming at you with these red flags. Hey, there's something wrong in the ether. Or it may be a job. It may be a family member. It may be opportunity for a business opportunity where you're trying to better your life and do better, but there's all these little subtle cues from the universe saying, hey, man or woman, do not get into this business venture. You're going to end up wasting all your time, money, and energy, and it's going to fail. Trust your intuition. Trust it. That's your compass to life. And when you learn to use it and trust it every day, every moment, it becomes stronger and stronger. Remember, instant understanding, or being able to read people, is influenced by your own biases and experiences. So always approach others with openness and humility. Humility, my friends, is one of the best ways to get by in life. So here are the 18 psychological truths from Nietzsche's teachings. And if you can learn to incorporate a handful of these in your daily life, your life's going to change drastically and you're going to improve, because wisdom or knowledge is wisdom, my friends. If you can learn to master your mind and your emotions, and you learn to control everything around you and be critically thinking and observe properly, you can change your life. And then you can also, once you better yourself, you can better others. Friedrich Nietzsche's he's a German philosopher, offered profound insights into human psychology. Here are the 18 psychological truths inspired by his teachings, each with a brief explanation and practical application for improving your life. Do you guys want to improve your life? I do. Hey, all right, before I begin, hit that heart, like, subscribe, guys. Number 1, the willpower. Humans are driven by a fundamental desire to insert and enhance themselves. Willpower. So when you're interacting with people, what is their fundamental desire? What are they trying to insert or enhance in themselves? So you can look at that, and then you can do that yourself, because sometimes we impose our wills on other people. For me, being a spiritual practitioner and a loving Christian, I try not to impose my will on others. Because I try not to influence people's lives where it's up to them. Because if you mess or impose your will on somebody, usually karma, law of cause and effect, it will happen to you. So what are their fundamental desires? What are they trying to get out? Maybe their desire is honest about they want to get married, they want to have kids and children, and be a loving human being. Maybe they just want to be genuine. And then there's other people out there who are not genuine. They'll agree and pretend they like everything you like just so that they could get you as a collection, or to get money out of you. Or maybe it's career. Maybe they just pretend to like you and be nice to you because they want a promotion. Number 2, application. Channel your ambitions constructively to fuel your growth. So application also means take action. So there's people who do not take action, and that's why most of those people live a very unsuccessful life. They never grasp at the opportunities that were given to them, or their own fears and doubts and insecurities made them not take action, and they, instead of shining in the light, they stayed in the shadows, and then they were left behind by their career, family member, lover, all these opportunities. You have to apply yourself. Number 3, the importance of self-overcoming. Truly develop comes from challenges and transcending your limitations. Guys, let's transcend your limitations. Let's transcend those hurdles in life. And when you start doing that slowly, you won't get as much hurdles. You won't get as many obstacles because you start empowering yourself. And when you empower yourself, you can start to overcome. And a lot of that to overcome, one of the biggest things in all my videos talk about it is learning to master your mind and your emotions and your own traumas and inner healing, because basically the core of everything is the law. It's the universal law. It's the number one law out there. The law of mentalism. All is mind. Everything, your life, everything, my friends, everything. The law of mentalism. All is mind. When you wake up and you open your eyes, everything you see, all that energy, light, is transmuted into your eyes, downloaded into your mind, and then your mind forms a picture of what you see. And then everywhere you go, it's your mind. So it starts with your mind. And if you have years of pre-programmed beliefs, or you got years of people manipulating you, using you, abusing you, being negative to you, your mind is over time that could poison your mind in a way, so you can't look at the world in a positive light. Every time you try to look at a positive light, you're brought back to that emotional trauma, that hurt, that negativity. So you're always questioning things. So when you learn to heal the parts of your mind, you can begin to heal your life. When you learn to change your perspective, because when we are born in this world, we are taught by our parents, or if some of us who did it, our parents really weren't involved in our life, we were taught by maybe our siblings or external factors such as teachers or other children that are in our lives, or even TV shows or movies, and we are influenced. And what influences you? And some of the stuff that we grow up on thinking that's normal, healthy, is not. When you truly reflect, some of those pre-programmed things that you identified as you are not healthy for you. So I want to take a moment for you guys to take a moment and identify what you identify with. What makes you you? And then when you analyze that, which ones are helpful and benefit you or are healthy for you, that personality traits or whatever you take out within your beingness, and then identify the things that are not healthy for you, that led you to have bad relationships, romantic, friendship, or family. What behaviors led you to have negative relationships, or never having a truly lasting relationship? What traits in yourself kept you from having a good job? Maybe you have anger issues, and every time you go to work, because you can find a coworker could spill a soda on the floor and you instantly flip out and quit your job. You guys sit there and identify your own inner knowing and everything to help you, and then you could change yourself. All right, so I did a little tangent there. I hope that was helpful. All right, number 5, embracing of suffering. Suffering is an inevitable part of life and a catalyst for growth. So suffering, in the Buddhism teachings, they talk about suffering a lot. Some of the things in our lives, the hardships that we've gone through, yes, they can be caused by external factors. But a lot of it is, I don't want you, somebody might click out right now because you don't want to hear that you are the problem. But I want to say that majority of the suffering in your life is because of you. Your own actions, the way you thought or reacted to a situation caused that. And the coolest thing is you can learn to react differently. And these stumble blocks in your life, these chaotic moments in your life, maybe it's bad breakups, or You no longer talk to your family. Uh, Maybe you lost a job. Uh, but they're all you can use these lessons and turn them into blessings, and use it as a catalytic for growth. And you can analyze it. Where can I grow in these circumstances? How can I be a better person? And also, it's self reflection. Reflecting. It's like, what can I do to not repeat that suffering moment or that catalytic event in my life again? Maybe it's because you're always having terrible relationships. Well, instead of looking at all my partners did this, this, and this, look at yourself like, where do I need to improve? Maybe I have to change the type of person I go for. Maybe you always go for the bad girl or the bad guy stereotype, the gangster type, the person with money type, the sugar daddy or sugar mama type, or the person who influence you to do negative bad behaviors all the time. Well, maybe it's like those traits in that person always lead me down to a bad path in life, so to speak, or not to be my, or and you gotta learn like, well, if that didn't work for me, let's try something different. Let's find a godly man. Let's find someone with healthy habits. Let's find someone who encourages me. So you gotta reflect and change you. And it takes baby steps. All right. So reframe from hardships as a necessary steps towards wisdom and resilience. So try to not to repeat those mistakes. Number 7. So this is called Nietzsche's like master slave dynamic, and basically people adopt values based on their position and power dynamics. So what this means is some people try to overpower you in your life. Some do it knowingly, and some people don't. The narcissist, the that person in your life who wears the masks, they try to manipulate you and gain power over you. And once they have power over you, they just deplete your life energy. Another one, the mask of social identity. This is a big one in life, guys. And you see it everywhere you go: family, friends, lovers, relationships, workplaces, environments. People, the mask of social identity. Individuals often wear masks to fit social norms or fit others' expectations. You see this with really rich people who live in a rich neighborhood who are always, oh, my neighbor bought a Bentley, so I have to go buy a Lamborghini to one up them to show that I'm more socially high on the scale or popularity. You see this in high schools where maybe someone's not that great in sports, but they don't really like it, but they go out for the team to get that varsity jacket to say, hey, look at me, I'm wearing this mask, I'm this alpha male football star, but really internally they're somebody different. You see this in relationships all the time where that's why I tell people, no, if you're gonna date somebody, don't date them for or fully hook up with them or give them your all until 3 months in, because the first 3 months the people usually wear masks. They pretend they're good, and their true colors don't come out till later. You want to find somebody who's authentically themselves. So for me, with all this spiritual awakening and uh, being a good human and try to walk the path of enlightenment, what you see is what you get. I try to be my authentic self no matter what. I don't put on a mask and pretend to be like you see all these podcasters out there who've written books and got millions of followers, and they basically wear this persona that I'm all knowing, all wisdom, and my words are I know better than you. And I'm not that guy or the person. I'm not all knowing. I may get things wrong, I'm human. And some of my stuff may work for you and some of it may not. The internal reassurance, imaging, living your life repeatedly, the perspective can clarify your values. So image your life. Think about what your dreams and goals, and just like in a positive way, imagine them. And hold on, guys, I gotta clear my nostrils here. Just a little congested. I'm just a little congested. Find clarity when you think about your dreams and goals, your ideal partner, your ideal career. Because, like I said, everything starts in the mind. So when you first start picturing it in your mind, then it comes as in a form of reality, and it clarifies things. You attract to you what you are. And so me, I start my day in a positive attitude, positive mindset. And I try to live my whole day like that. And usually, guess what? I have positive experiences and positive outcomes in my life, career, and everything. There's the creative power of the individual. Each person has the potential to shape their reality. So, as an author, I'm going to use this analogy. Take responsibility for your life and become the author. We let all these external factors change our lives. We let our partners in our lives influence us and make us do their bidding or how they think we should be. And so you let them hold the pen and write your lives. Well, you got to take the pen and begin to write your journey. The role of instincts. Sorry, guys, I was going to read off this huge list, but I'm just kind of freestyling. Most of humans' behavior is guided by unconscious drives. So a lot of humanity is driven by this unconscious drive within us. And what is unconsciousness? It's just unaware of what's going on within you. We have it all the time where we have all these programs, like I said earlier, that come rise to the surface and guide you in a certain direction. And like I state, when I was younger, I used to think I was a tough guy and I lived a different life than I do now. And instantly, I would want to fight. That was a program in me that I had to remove. I was prideful. I had to always prove myself. Now I'm like, I don't care. I don't have to prove myself to nobody. Resentment. Harboring resentment is self-destructive and hinders growth. So when you resent somebody, it hinders you. Release it. That's why I always tell people, forgive others, forgive them, for they know not what they do. We hold on to these resentment. We hold on to this anger about this person did that to me. She broke my heart. He broke my heart. They stole from me. They were nasty to me. They treated me poorly at the job. Let go of that. Because it only stunts your own growth. Don't give them the power. You holding on to them and letting them win. Okay, this is called amor fati, love or fate. Accept and love your life, including its hardships. Sometimes, like when I was younger, I couldn't do this, but now I reflect on the hardships that I went through. And instead of looking at them as negative aspects, I went back and I was like, what positivity can I learn from that hardship? A lot of my hardships, my friends, actually turned into blessings or put me on the path I am today. So in scripture, we all know about Jesus talking about, I believe it's the two fish, 5 loaves of bread, and how Yeshua, Jesus, fed the 5,000. And in scripture, he talks about, what did he do? He broke the bread. And at the Last Supper, what did Jesus do when with the disciples? He also broke the bread, and then in the loaves of feeding the 5,000, he broke the bread, and then ended up filling up 12 baskets of leftovers and fed 5,000. So the analogy is Jesus broke that bread to multiply it. Sometimes he breaks you, your beingness, and that's that catalytic moment or that hardship in your life. Maybe it's that he had to break you so low because in that relationship that you were in, because you weren't seeing clearly, you were delusional, and you were being hurt, and it was a very unhealthy relationship, and it had to, and the only way to fully end that or cut that thread out of your life was a catalytic moment that was so bad, so hard, and so tough for you to finally move on. And guys, you have the power. So if you're going through anything difficult in your life, knowledge is power. Start researching. That's what I do. If I'm sitting here if you're dealing with depression, Google how to overcome depression. And I recommend not taking medication. There's healthy things, healthy actions that you could do to help overcome that. Or if just do your research. Educate yourself. There's tons of podcasts and documentaries out there that can help influence you in a better way. The danger of dogma. We get this where rigid adherence to beliefs limits understanding. So there's so many people who are biased about Christianity, or they had such a bad experience when they were younger, early years, that when they hear Jesus' name, I'm not interested. I don't want to hear it. Or whatever form of religion, or even spirituality, your own bias, your own pre-programs limit your things, guys. And I was like this when I was later in my years. I was kind of rebelling against God and Jesus until I had to learn. I learned from different teachers, and then I started learning so much better and loving things. And then all that hell and damnation and you're evil, you're a sinner, that turned me away from Jesus. And so many people have been taught that, and so they're turned from Jesus. And then Yeshua teaches a whole different thing. So don't let your dogma hold you back. Listen with an open mind. You may not agree with all of it, but find the nuggets of wisdom in it all. So stay open-minded and adapt to your views as you learn. This is one of my favorite ones. The value of solitude. Time alone fosters self-discovery and creativity. So guys, sometimes you got to take that moment, that hour in the day to yourself, to isolate yourself, to find clarity and sit with yourself, because we live in a world where we're constantly being bombarded by other people's energies, TV, news, media. Maybe your parents and your kids are always, or you got overbearing parents are always putting their 2 cents in. Take time and just reflect and sit with yourself every day. You should always find that moment of solitude. Even from your partner, maybe your partner is codependent on you, and you leave them for an hour, they're always on top of you. Sometimes it's healthy to separate yourself. Maybe your phone's always going up. Put that phone on airplane mode and put it on silent and not answer it for an hour, and then find clarity within yourself. Because you can't listen to your inner knowing, your intuition, when you got all these other voices or energies shooting at you every second, every moment, and you can't listen to the inner voice when you got all this commotion around you. The power of perspective. There are many ways to see the world. No single perspective is absolute. So many of us, we just see, this is our field of vision. Basically this, guys. Change your perspective. See with a broader point of view. And when you do that, different opportunities Things you didn't see clearly before you see clearly. Define your own purpose and pursue it passionately. What is your purpose? You ask the new generation, you're like, hey, what's your purpose? What drives you? And some people say superficial things. Oh, I want to be a celebrity. I want to be a rapper, a musician, a movie actor. I'm going to be rich. I want to have a giant house, lots of money. But more often than not, people are not being realistic with themselves. That's a great dream. I'm not putting anyone's dreams down for if they want some of that, but you gotta really look at what is your purpose, what is your mission in life, and pursue it passionately. Mine is sharing wisdom, knowledge to help others if I can. The necessity of courage. Growth requires the bravery to face the unknown. I'll repeat that. Growth requires the bravery to face the unknown. Take courage, my friends. Be brave in your life. Maybe so. Like again, maybe it's time. Like you're sitting there, like I'm not making enough money. I'm barely surviving. Maybe it's time to, hey, I'm gonna be brave. I'm gonna have courage, and I'm gonna go out there and find a new job. Maybe you've been with a partner relationship for all these years, and it's the relationship's like basically you guys are just roommates at this point. You're not very happy. Maybe it's time to have courage to end that and pursue somebody that is your true love or everlasting love that sparks or unites that inner fire within you. Have courage. Take bold steps outside your comfort zone. My friends, I wasn't able to reach all the subjects as I don't want to make this an hour-long video and then people tune out 20 minutes in. Have courage in your life. Be a good human. Remove all the negative energies and negative toxic people or places or environments out of your life, and then you'll thrive. Rome wasn't built in one day. It takes baby steps. Don't be too hard on yourself. We are all our worst critics, and our own doubts or fears or whatever in our own mind keeps us from mastering this world or creating a better life. Friends, we are co-creators of this world. Jesus, God created the world and man in his image. We are co-creators. And someone will be like, that's blasphemy. But no, think about it. We create every day. Through our mind, emotions, and intentions, and our actions, we create. We could create a little flower bed outside by getting some soil, some stones, making a circle of stones, pouring some soil in, planting some seeds, and boom, we created a little garden. We could create inspiration in others. Like you could create your own podcast. You could spend an hour writing down something you want to talk about, and then you could put that out there in the world and you could create inspiration in others. You could create a loving relationship by choosing to be loving, doing acts of kindness and love. You can create a business if you want. You can create a home. You could literally design a home, buy all the stuff, and then build it, and you created that home. What do you create in your world? Some of us, our life's not fully fulfilled because we have been creating negative situations in our lives. So I'm pause this question. What situations in your life have you created that weren't so helpful? And you could those situations, you could take like a drawing, and you could take a eraser, and you erase that negative struggle. Like it'll still be with you, but hey, I'm gonna or crumple up that piece of paper. This is an analogy, guys, and begin again. Hey, this hardship, this catalytic moment, whatever struggle I was in a way I created it. Maybe some of us didn't, because I've had experiences in my life where I tried my best to be the greatest and loving human being, and or successful, and it was other people um, that caused the catalytic moment or interaction. And why I repeated that lesson is because I was allowing those type of people into my life, and now it took me a while, but I'm learning. Well, I won't experience heartbreak or failed business ventures if I no longer have to partner with negative people who have those type of traits in them. Then I won't be betrayed in business. Or if I pursue healthy, godly, moral women with morals and ethics and a good heart, and who doesn't have all this negative baggage with them or all these addictions, and I pursue somebody opposite of that who has all this good traits, then I won't get heartbroken. But I was trying to pursue, let's just say, people with, because I like to help people. I like to give them the benefit of the doubt. Enough about me, guys. I wish you the best. Hit that like and subscribe button. God bless you guys.